So we've got some team games for you today. At the moment I'm with Yeetster, aka Solodragon, and as you can see I'm trying out using the ultra speed using manual fire mode just for an experiment. One of the things I've found with the ultra speed is that once you get up to a certain speed you can't necessarily hit people, so I thought, oh well, I'll try it with manual fire mode, see if it makes a difference. These games I'm bringing you today were pre-arranged with Yeetster, myself and Zonda. We were waiting for Zonda to come in, so at the moment it's just me and Solodragon. We've also got Mr. Croat in a couple of these videos as well, both for and against us. So this should be a lot of fun. So as you can see now, my movement speed's built up pretty quick. I've got to that point where I'm struggling to control it. And as you can see, even with manual fire mode on, I'm still also struggling to hit people. So I'm not convinced that the manual fire mode is actually making much of a difference. All it's really doing is making it a bit harder for me to aim, which when you're struggling to control the thing in the first place isn't great. So wasn't loving manual fire mode here. So incoming enemy wave takes out both of my teammates and they've picked up the tokens. I'm struggling to properly control myself to fight back though, so I'm not being much help here. So down goes one of them, down goes the other, so teammates now picking up the tokens. So I decided to just run forward and play interference a little bit. I am carrying 2 of the 10 tokens, so I don't want to be overzealous and get myself taken out. And obviously we want to avoid the hole in the middle because it's very easy to run into that when you're moving at this speed. So managing to evade there, and we get the countdown and we get the first victory. Well played. Okay, Croat's joined us now, so we played some games with Croat. Unfortunately, we had pre-arranged those games with Zonda, so sorry Croat that we had to drop out and leave you at some point. It wouldn't have been fair to Zonda to have arranged to meet him and not play with him. However, as you'll see later, when we do drop out from playing with Croat, we do come up against him in a really fun match, so well worth sticking around for that. So as you can see, I'm still using the ultra speed, but I've switched off manual fire mode, just trying it with auto fire mode on again. Not much different really, to be honest. I prefer it this way with this blaster. It will still get to that point though where it builds up so fast that I can't control the thing properly, and at that point it does get quite hard to shoot people unless you're standing still, but obviously if you're standing still you're quite vulnerable. So far so good, we're managing to control the centre of the battlefield. It looks like Croat might have gone down, dropping those tokens there, so we just need an opportunity to pick those up, using full use of that movement speed to get them. Back to our side now, and I can just kind of hang around back here and try and pick a few people off. We only need a couple more tokens, so doing a really good job at the moment. So as you can see, Croat's brought in that Dreadbolt now, so zombies are starting to take over the battlefield. So that does make it a bit harder to get lines of sight, but not to worry, we can just use our movement speed to keep picking up the tokens. This one should be over and done with in no time. So you can see a little bit of action going on in the middle there. Looks like Yeetster's using the boomdozer and the shield to protect himself, getting some good knockback. So there we go, we've got the 10 tokens, the countdown is on, we just need to protect them. I've got the healing bar on cooldown as well, so I need to be careful here. As you can see, I'm on low health. Countdown's also restarted, so there's no point doing anything. We'll just wait for that healing bar, heal up, and now we can run forward and get more tokens. One of my teammates has beat me to it, so not to worry there. We could just kind of hang around. That way, if any more tokens do drop, I can just pick them up. Obviously, if I get all 10 tokens, I can then just run around, but won't get that far. There goes the countdown, and there's a victory. Good game, lads. We're into Pinball Arena 1 now, and I've decided to put the speed away and bring the Ultra Select back out. As you know, this is my favourite blaster for playing pinball with. It also has the added bonus of not starting to move so fast that I can't control the thing and giving me motion sickness. So there's that. So taking a bit of damage there from this first incoming wave. As you can see, Croat gets a really good double kill with the Dreadbolt and gets 2 zombies onto the battlefield. So already we're starting that swarm. Okay, so just fighting my way back now, and as you can see on the minimap, all the enemies are off the battlefield and now a fresh wave respawning at the back. So we've already got them under the cosh and the game's barely started. Just have to hit my heal there, moving back into position. Take a couple of hits, but I'm alright. You can see Solo there now pushing up the centre using that ultra select, so I've moved back over to the left hand side, try and get some lines of sight. As you can see, there's zombies everywhere and the opponent's not even managing to deal with the zombies, let alone get any attacks on us. So far doing a really good job. So we've got somebody pushing up the left hand side here. Now I just drop back, take them down. Enemies are spawning in dribs and drabs and they've just got an absolute horde of zombies. So full wave up now, and as you can see, some of the zombies are starting to drop, but it's still giving us the opportunity to just focus our fire on them and stopping them from getting to the centre of the battlefield. Fresh wave spawning in again, so as you can see, the opponents got blasters with very short cooldown time, so it means that they're not off the battlefield for too long, but they're not managing to create any sort of push. I'm doing a good job of holding the left hand side here, and now the countdown is on. So just dropping back a little bit to support my teammates. That way, if one of them goes down and drops some tokens, I can just grab them. So you can see Croat there, he's got 9 of them with the Dreadbolt, having a great old time, just very easily dominating the battlefield. Back in Pinball Arena 1, and I decided to bring in the Rev Reaper. If we're going to have zombies running all over the place, then it makes sense to also have a really high impact blaster on the go. And it looks like Yeetster's had the exact same idea and also put one into his loadout. So yeah, we've got a couple of Rev Reapers on our side of the battlefield. Taking a bit of damage there though and having to heal up, obviously. We don't want to get killed before we manage to build the speed of the blaster up. Croat and Solo are doing a good job of holding the front anyway, which is just giving me time to build this speed of this up. So as you can see, we're nearly getting there now, so we can move up a little bit and do a bit of damage while we're building this thing up. Had to heal up again, but as you can see, we're almost fully charged now, so pretty soon we'll be able to switch on auto fire mode and then we can just go nuts with it. If you like watching Rev Reaper videos as well, Faithful's got some really good showcases of this blaster on his channel. He's made some great use of it in various events recently. Okay, we're fully charged up, so let's just have a bit of fun with this. So as you can see, as soon as anyone comes into my line of sight, it just unleashes a hail of darts in their direction. It should be enough to kill any opponent in seconds. Taking a little bit of damage there, so we just wait for that to stop and then we'll use the healing bar to get back to full. Now we can move up on the opponent's spawn point. So as you can see, just unleashing hell on them, so they can't do anything now and we should be able to pin them down at their base pretty successfully. The worst thing about this at this point is that they get a 1-second shield when they first spawn in, and you tend to unload your entire clip by the time that one runs out, so just need to be a little bit careful. So you can see a sneak attack there coming forward, doesn't do anything, we take them down, and good game. Zonda came online, so as we'd pre-arranged to play with him, myself and Yeetster teamed up with Zonda, so we had to leave Croat, unfortunately. And as you can see, Croat has now picked up another teammate, and he has loaded in against us, so this is going to be a really tough game. It looks like Croat, BR Gaston, and then what I assume is a random bot. Obviously that Dreadbolt of Croat's, as you can see, just taking me down in 2 swift hits, so that's got to be the target. So we're going to come in with the Rivonics, use manual fire mode, and just try and get some damage on the opponents. You can see Solo's pushed up the left-hand side with his select, and he's trying to do a bit of damage on the opposing side. So moving forward now, we've grabbed a couple of tokens, but tokens aren't the priority at the moment. Taking down Croat is, and as you can see, Croat again winning that one-on-one with me. So now we're having to come in with the Cyclone Shock, auto fire mode back on, and we're just going to dragon mode forward and see if we can't keep the pressure on Croat. I accidentally teleport, which isn't great because we were doing a bit of damage there, so just turn around and try and run back across to the other side. I do have some of the other opponents to contend with us as well though, so just something to be mindful of there, that we can't just run straight through, and BR Gaston taking me down. So coming back in with the Ultra Select now and turning our focus once again to trying to take that Dreadbolt off the battlefield. So here comes Croat with that Dreadbolt, so we're going to turn and put fire on them. As you can see, Yeetster up in his face with a Ghoul Grinder, and he manages to get the kill. That is some fantastic work there. So Dreadbolt is now down, so now we're going to have a Rivonics to contend with. So grab those tokens while we get a second, knowing that he's going to be coming in with that Rivonics and he's going to be coming after us. So backing up, but obviously, even if we're not in line of sight, we can still get hit by that Rivonics, so we do need to be careful. So I'm just going to defend this position for a second. So taking down the bot coming through there. It looks like Gaston's coming in there with low health. We take him out as well. He has dropped that token off for us, but we get stunned by Croat with that Rivonics and he takes us down. So coming in with our own Rivonics, manual fire mode on, and we're going to use the shield straight out of the gate so that we don't get taken down. So the countdown's now on. It looks like Croat's got all the tokens, so we all turn and face fire on him. And as you can see, all 3 members of the team up in Croat's face, and boom, we managed to stun him and get him to drop the tokens and pick those up. So really good team effort there from all 3 of us. Our shield's still on cooldown and we still need 3 tokens, so desperately need to use this window of opportunity before that Dreadbolt comes back out and starts tearing us all up again. So the tokens are down on the battlefield, so we just run, pick them up. I've had to hit that shield immediately, so I can't rely on it to protect me all the way. However, as you can see, I've now got 10 tokens, so as long as I can run away and survive, we should be alright. Only got a couple of seconds there. My teammates playing really good interference, and we just pinched the win. So really well played to my teammates, and really good GG to Croat and also to BR Gaston. Unfortunately, we ran into some network issues after the last game, so some of that game footage was unusable, but we're back up and running now. It was a shame because the whole team was kind of buzzing after the really difficult game against Croat, but then running into a bunch of lag issues and the game just crashing out then kind of killed that momentum, so having to build that back up. So as you can see, I've pushed my way around to the right hand side because we've got Yeetster on the left hand side as well as Zonda. No point of us clumping there. So we're just going to wait for an opportunity to run forward and grab tokens. We don't need to be overzealous with this. Most importantly, we want to avoid taking unnecessary damage. You can see on the left of the screen there, Zonda's using that double punch, which means that you'll see his clone appearing and disappearing onto the battlefield. Watching Zonda play with the double punch is always fun. He's really got that play down. I think that's his clone there up front, pushing the front. The clones tend to meat wave a little bit the same way bots do. As you can see, we've got main fire coming from the centre and just taking a little bonk from the hammer there. So have to be a little bit careful when the pinballs and the hammers are going and I'm trying to pick tokens up. Keeping the opponents pressed down to their spawn point, and we're doing a really good job of controlling the battlefield. So if you see on the minimap, you can see that Zonda clone appearing and disappearing. Always fun to watch that. Sometimes I forget that he's got the double punch and I'm like, oh, where's the zombies come from? But they're not zombies, they're double punch clones. The double punch is one of a handful of blasters I've still yet to unlock, so we will have a look at that eventually when we get it. I was hoping for something new and exciting in the new season, which I'm assuming everybody was, but as you know, we got the Rex Rampage instead, which just sucks. A sudden big push from our opponents there takes down Yeetster and deals me a lot of damage, so I'm just going to nip forward, grab Yeetster's tokens, start the countdown, and now we're just going to back up because we need to heal. So just spamming that healing bar, we get that, so now feeling relatively safe, we can rejoin the firefight. And there we go, another good game. Well played, lads. Okay, we're heading into Arena 4 now. Doesn't look like there's a great deal going on the other side of the battlefield. So whenever I'm playing the sniping role on this match, I tend to strafe across to the left, come over near the teleporter here because you get a direct line of sight to the opponent's spawn point, and you've also got a line of sight to the centre of the battlefield. You can move around and get lines of sight to most of the places where the enemies will come from, and if you need to, there's a few objects that you can pull back and hide behind. All you want to do is make sure you don't accidentally teleport and then leave yourself exposed, which I have done on occasion. So Yeetster's had the same idea as me and is also picking people off. So as you can see, he's activated that shield, but he's very, very low on health and playing at the front, unfortunately, gets himself taken down by a shielded opponent. I've backed up because you can't win a one-on-one when your opponent's got the shield. And Yeetster coming back in, it looks like he's sneak attacked across and taken them down. I think that is the Brainsaw or the Ghoul Grinder, I'm not sure. One of the two. So now making a good push against the opponents, and we're wearing them down. So you can see that on the minimap that they're not all spawning in at the same time. So when they do get taken out, we're having to wait a bit of time before they rejoin the battle. So now is a really good time for us to just push up and grab the final few tokens. So as you can see, we've got Yeetster up there doing that. And unfortunately, he's gone down and dropped some of the tokens. So just need to fight off the opponents and then we can go and pick those back up. The opponents have got the tokens, but as soon as that shield goes down, we'll take them down. So taking out the other opponent, my teammate's taking care of the shielded dude, and now all three of them are dead. They've dropped all the tokens, so we're just going to pick those up. We just need the one more, and then the countdown will be on. Fresh wave incoming, so no point just running headfirst into that. Back up, and we'll try and keep control of our side of the battlefield. And it looks like Zonda's gone down. No, that's Yeetster's gone down. Zonda going back over to pick up some of those tokens. Yeetster coming back out to pick up the rest, and now the countdown is on. So Yeetster very smartly hitting that invisibility button, which is a very good idea when he's got 6 of the tokens. Oh, I think that was a teleport, actually. I think he sneak attacked. Ghoul Grinder obviously got that healing ability when you melee, so he's sneak attacked forward, taken somebody out, healed himself up, and returned with the token. Very good play. Arena 3 now, and it looks like there's a Stratohawk on the other side of the battlefield, so just something to be aware of. That stunning ability can turn the tide of battle. So I'm starting on the right, so I'll push straight up to my sniper position, immediately focus fire on the opposing spawn point, and as you can see, we take down the first wave. One surviving there, but not for very long. He's picked up a token, gets taken down. Second wave is already incoming, and we take a bit of damage from the Ember Strike there. Second wave is down. There's a straggler from the first person. So it looks like we've taken a loss on our side, so just waiting for our teammate to spawn back in at the back. I think that might have been Zonda. It was hard to tell. Taking a lot of fire there, so I'm having to make a fight in retreat. Obviously, we've got that healing bar on cooldown, and we are low on health, so we're just going to hang back here and do a bit of natural healing. Healing bars cool down, so we'll hit that and get ourselves back into the fight. As you can see, the opponent's pushing up on the centre of the battlefield. My teammates holding their own though and fighting off that wave successfully. So I'll just come in, pick up these stray tokens, just watching out for that hammer. And now, as you can see, we've got 7 to 0 tokens. Both of my teammates have pushed forward quite well. Another wave coming in, so just taking these down. Now needing to back up because I've taken a load of damage again, used my healing bar, but I'm still under the cosh. So another wave repelled. Teammates doing a really good job holding the front there. Just need the one more token that's just spawned there, so we'll grab that. Healing bar's now cooled down as well, so if we take another hit, we can use that. So we just need one more, so it looks like one of our teammates must have dropped a token as we were backing off there. We've healed back up to full. My teammates are pushing back on the opponent, so I'm just coming up the left hand side, grab that token, and now the countdown is on. And I accidentally teleport all the way to the opponent's side of the battlefield. Not great, so just deciding how to handle this. So we're just going to back up using that long line of sight, and we get taken down by the Rev Reaper. So right at the end there, we're now having to come back in with the Rivonics, switching on manual fire mode, and just running forward to support my teammates who have picked the tokens up and they've dropped them, so you can see the back there. So I'm just going to run over, grab them all, and then hopefully we can teleport our way back to our side of the battlefield. And the teleporter shutting down right as I get there, so gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna go up the ramp. We've got the shield if we need it, and just gonna fire a few shots off as we do, but it looks like we're fine there. So good game, bit hairy at the end, but not to worry. I was having some network issues and I lagged out during the loading of this game, so as I load in, the game's already ongoing, and as you can see, my teammates are under the cosh. So we've got incoming, and there's visual stuff going on all over the place. This is really, really trippy. So yeah, I've got invisible opponents coming up on me. I get taken out by somebody I can't see. So we're going to come back in with that Rivonics. So just need to fight to a point of relative safety so that we can now turn on manual fire mode, and now we can go for it. So we can't really see where everybody is. Everybody looks like a ghost. I can't tell who's on my side, who's on the opposing side. So I'm just going to shoot at absolutely everybody. That's the good thing about the Rivonics, is you can just fire, and off you go. So yeah, I don't know what was going on with this game, but what I do know is I just picked up a bunch of tokens. Can't tell who I'm fighting against or what they're using. Can't tell where my teammates are. At least the minimap's still working though, just about. So just using the minimap to figure out where I need to point my Rivonics in order to get some kills. And as you can see, the opponent's now been pushed back to the base on the minimap. Still can't actually see them, but hopefully it shouldn't matter. So after a really rough start to the game and some ongoing issues, we've finally managed to take control of the centre of the battlefield, and we appear to be stably holding it. I can't tell if my teammates can see what's going on. All I can see is what's going on from my side. I'm hoping that Solodragon managed to get a recording of this game. If you have, please upload it onto your channel so I can see what this looked like from your point. I'm assuming it's only me that the game's messed up for, because we've got to the point of the countdown on now. I am backing up and it looks like the opponents are just spawning in dribs and drabs, so we should get the victory here. But really rough start to that game. Really had no idea what was going on, but I thought I'd leave this video in because it's just fun, isn't it? So we managed to get the team back together for a few more games, and it looks like normal service has resumed. So yeah, I had a bit of issues with the network on this evening. I've had a couple every now and again, but it tends to only really happen when someone's using the Ultra Strike. That's not been the case this evening. I guess the servers have just been a little bit wonky. At least the lag issues haven't been as bad as they were a couple of weeks ago, where I couldn't get any usable game footage in the whole week. Thankfully, that's not been the case recently. I have also tested out the Ultra Strike now that the new age has started, so we're in the age of Rex Rampage. I did a couple of games with the Ultra Strike and it did the exact same thing it did last time. It lagged us out completely and ruined the game I was having. So apologies to my teammates when I tested that out, because I was in game with two other people. I think it was Croat and Mr. Kings, if I remember correctly. So yeah, as you can see, I've been taken out. I've come back in with the Rivonics, and now we're just taking the fight to the opponent's side of the battlefield. Made good use of that shield to really put them under the cosh. And it looks like we've got a dragon-powered guy coming up on us with that speed, but we managed to take him down, regain control of the battlefield, and now I'm just firing at the backboard, just trying to stun the opponents before they can get out of the spawn point. So it looks like the game is really kind of picked up in terms of intensity. We've got shields all over the place. I was just trying to knock that guy into the hole with knockback. Didn't manage it, but we have taken him down now that his shield has gone. So you can see Yeetster's up front with that ghoul grinder, keeping the opponents under the cosh and keeping himself healed up by doing plenty of melee damage. So that's some really good gameplay there. Ghoul Grinder's one I have got unlocked, but I haven't got it leveled up, so I've not really showcased that blaster, but I'll probably do that in the future at some point. Now that we've got Age of Rex Rampage, I've decided to use my coins just leveling up blasters for Blaster Party. If you've not played Blaster Party, it can be fun, but probably not worth doing if you're still like in the process of leveling your account up. If you're loading with a lot of poor blasters, then you're just going to have a really bad time of it. It's the one event that I've consistently avoided up until this point in my Nerf Superblast career, because I've just not been in a position where I've been able to do a lot. But I'm getting to the point now where I've got enough blasters leveled up that I can play if I'm in teams with other people. If I try and do it on my own, I still have a really bad time of it. But that's what your teammates are for, right? That's why you have friends in the game, so that you can enjoy all of these game modes. Recently also been teaming up with friends to do the dragon mode. Something again I'd recommend you having a go at if you've got friends who are willing to play with you, because that event is a lot of fun when you've got other people to play with. It is completely doable solo, but it just takes a long time, and often I just can't be bothered. But if you're teaming up with some friends, you can get the whole thing done in about an hour. So I'll probably drop a video showcasing some of that, hopefully this week. Just as a reminder to anybody who's watching who isn't a regular viewer of mine, we do have a Discord where we organise these games, so I'll link that in the description of the video. So if you want to come along and join the Discord, please do. It's always great to have more people. There's only a few of us in there, but it is active and we do organise games. So yeah, please come along, join the crew, the more the merrier. It'd be nice to show the devs that there is still an interest in this game, and that it's not really cool for them to just cop out by dropping a new season battle pass with an existing blaster and just reusing skins that we've had recently. I feel like as long as we can show a demands there, then hopefully they will have the thought to actually put some effort in. We're obviously stuck with this for at least the next 2 months. Hopefully they don't drag it out for 6 months like they've been doing recently, because if we have 6 months with no new blaster, that'll be a full year since we had anything introduced, which will really, really suck. And the last blaster, obviously, Double Crusher, not brilliant. Right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon.